Hey guys, today I wanted to give you a brief overview of an application called Little Snitch. Now, Little Snitch is an advanced firewall application for outgoing connections, exclusively made for OS X for Macs, that allows you to control where an application can communicate to on the internet. Every app that either sends or receives data, be it your email client or your RSS reader or your favorite image editing tool, sends certain pieces of data to a server on the internet. Most of these applications are ones you can trust, but certain apps may be more suspicious. You can think of Little Snitch as your informer. Once you tell it what application is allowed to communicate with which server on which port, it will monitor your outgoing connections and only allow these services with the proper permissions to actually transmit any data. Let me show you what I mean on the screen. By default, Macs come with its own built-in firewall for incoming connections. You can check it by going to Security and Privacy settings, followed by the Firewall tab, and once you put in your password, you can edit its options. Here you see a list of applications. You can remove them, add them, and so on. Now, what about the applications that are already installed on your Mac and are potentially trying to call home back to its servers somewhere on the web? This is where Little Snitch comes in. It's its primary purpose to monitor applications and either prevent or permit them from connecting to the internet through your network resources by the use of several rules. If any application or a process attempts to establish an outgoing internet connection, Little Snitch will prevent the connection. You can specify what you want to prevent it from doing in a little dialog box that pops in. You can either prevent a port or a domain or a protocol from reaching out to the internet. One of its features is a little network monitor that shows you real-time ongoing traffic with domain names and traffic directions. Installing Little Snitch is just as simple as any other package for the Mac. Once you restart your system, you won't see much except for the little down and up arrow that appears on your status bar. Once you hover over it, you will see Little Snitch Network Monitor, which shows you the programs, the applications, and the domains that they are trying to access, as well as the network performance of your system. Now, this is the main screen of Little Snitch configuration. As you can see, you can create new rules, edit existing rules, or delete the rules that you have previously defined. The rules with the little lock on them are considered to be system rules and should not be deleted, as it could adversely affect the network performance of your system. You can also disable certain rules by unchecking the on box. Once you click on an application, you can also redefine or edit the existing rule to specify whether you want to allow connections, disallow, or ask you every time when the application tries to access the network again. Here you can see an application with multiple rules defined. In this particular instance, I denied any outgoing connection to application called Clip Menu. I will be also reviewing it shortly. It's a clipboard application for your Mac that stores your copied items, be it text or image, into the clipboard so you can reuse it later. I see no point in allowing this application to connect to any server whatsoever, aside from checking for updates, which I can do on my own. It's always a good idea to look at the All Rules tab so that you can see every single rule on one page. If you click on Preferences, you can get to the Little Snitch Preferences menu. In the General tab, you can set the network filter to be on or off, basically enabling or disabling the Little Snitch as a whole. You can also enable or disable the status in the menu bar. It's those little up and down arrows that I showed earlier. If you do disable it, it may not be possible to check the network performance quickly, so I personally leave it on. The detail level in the alerts window allows you to check how much detail is shown by the Little Snitch dialog box once an application in question tries to access the network. Whether it's full details with the protocol and port, whether you want to hide the protocol, or both the protocol and port details. The Monitor tab includes information about the network monitor that I showed earlier. In the Advanced tab, you can select how you want the newly established rules to be handled, whether you want them to remain unapproved or approve them automatically. The Security tab has settings that affect multiple user stations. The Update tab has information about any possible updates for the application. The Registration tab has your license information as well as the serial number. That is pretty much all there is to Little Snitch. Now the real question is whether or not you need one. If you are someone who is concerned about his privacy and does not like sending user data to companies, then Little Snitch may be for you. If, however, you own very few applications and trust most of the developers, or are not very concerned about the privacy, it may not be worth it for you to fiddle with this application. That's it guys, I'm out. Hopefully you find this review helpful.